ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति न तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। प्रज्ञानां सततानैः स्थिरतरनिकर व्यापिभिर्व्याप्य लोकान् भुक्त्वा भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पुनरपि धिषणोद्भासितान् कामजन्यान् पीत्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् स्वपिति मधुरभुङ् मायया भोजयन्नः माया संख्यातुरीयं परममृतमदं ब्रह्म यत्तत्नतोऽस्मि। यो विश्वात्मा विधिज विषयान् प्राच्य भोगान् स्थविष्ठान् पश्चाचान्यान् स्वमति विभवान् ज्योतिषा स्वेन सूक्ष्मान् सर्वान् एतान् पुनरपि शनैः स्वात्मनि स्थापयित्वा हित्वा सर्वान् विशेषान् विगतगुणगणः पातु सो नस्तुरीयः पातु सो नस्तुरीयः। ओमिति एतत् अक्षरमिदं सर्वं तस्य उपव्याख्यानं भूतं भवद्भविष्यत् इति सर्वम् ओंकार एव यच्च अन्यत् त्रिकालातीतं तदपि ओंकार एव। सर्वं हि एतद् ब्रह्म अयमात्मा ब्रह्म स्वयमात्मा चतुष्पात् जागरितस्थानः बहिष्प्रज्ञः सप्तांगः एकोनविंशतिमुखः स्थूलभुक् वैश्वानरः प्रथमः पादः स्वप्नस्थानो अन्तःप्रज्ञः सप्तांगः एकोनविंशतिमुखः प्रविविक्तभुक् तैजसः द्वितीयः पादः यत्र सुप्तो न कंचन कामं कामयते न कंचन स्वप्नं पश्यति तस्य सुप्तं सुषुप्तस्थानः एकीभूतः प्रज्ञानघनः एव आनन्दमयः ये आनन्दभुक् चेतोमुखः प्राज्ञः तृतीयः पादः एष सर्वेश्वरः एष सर्वज्ञः एषः अन्तर्यामी एषः योनि सर्वस्य प्रभवाप्यो हि भूतानाम् बहिष्प्रज्ञो विभुर्विश्वः हि अन्तःप्रज्ञस्तैजसः घनप्रज्ञः तथा प्राज्ञः एक एव त्रिधा स्मृतः। दक्षिणाक्षमुखे विश्वः मनस्यन्तस्तु तैजसः आकाशज हृदि प्राज्ञः त्रिधा देहे व्यवस्थितः। विश्वो हि स्थूलभुक् नित्यं तैजसः प्रविविक्तभुक् आनन्दभुक् तथा प्राज्ञः त्रिधा भोगं निबोधत। त्रिसुधामसु यद्भोज्यं भोक्ता यश्च प्रकीर्तितः वेद एतत् उभयं यस्तु स भुञ्जानो न लिप्यते। So we have already discussed up to this extent, and the conclusion was that the bhokta never changes when it is experiencing the bhogya. Bhokta doesn't change at all. It is not talking of Brahman. Even from the standpoint of the experiencer really doesn't change. Just like the fire, when we put the fire is the bhokta. And what is the bhujya for the fire? The wood. When you put less wood or more wood, fire remains fire. Fire doesn't become like more hot or less hot. The nature of the fire really doesn't change. It expresses as more or less, maybe, but it doesn't change. Its nature always remains hot. What is the nature of the fire? It always remains the same. Suppose we will extinguish, the fire doesn't go anywhere. Like in the wood also fire is there. Now when we can hold the wood, it will not burn our hand. Like in a matchstick, there is fire is there, but it doesn't burn. It will burn everything. Otherwise, nobody can keep matchbox. But it is there. But when it expresses, then we tell that no, there is so much of light and heat. And when you put wood, it become more. But fire remains as fire. The expression of fire may be changing and is changing, but the fire doesn't change at all. The nature of the fire remains the same.
So Swamiji, question, that means Vaishwanar, Tejas and Pragya are same, one and the same.
No, that is different. But this, yes, that's same. And they don't change. The bhokta, they don't change.
Yes.
The bhokta is one, is given three names, and it never changes.
Yes.
The nature of the bhokta, same bhokta is called as Vishwa, same bhokta is called as Tejas, same bhokta is called as Pragya. When it is experiencing Sthula, at that time it is called Vishwa. When it is experiencing, enjoying, or going through the Pravivitta book, at that time you call it Tejas. When it is Ananda book, at that time you call it Pragya. Same experience, three different names. But even though we are not considering the essential nature of the bhokta, in the bhokta also doesn't change. What a bhokta is experiencing, that is called as bhajya. Even when the bhokta is experiencing an object, either joy is created or sorrow is created. That sorrow and joy, they are also experienced. Not only the object is experienced, they are also experienced. So yes, they will also go in the object. But the bhokta is always remaining the same. Yes. If it is not remaining the same, then it cannot experience. When it experiences sorrow, if it is becoming sad, then it cannot experience the joy. Because already it is sad, but it remains unaffected. Yes. Like our eyes, through our eyes, we see red color, we see blue color, we see yellow color. But eye doesn't get affected. When we see the yellow color, it looks yellow glasses we are putting, or we are seeing the yellow color everywhere it is painted yellow. At that time we see that it is yellow. When it is red, but eye is not becoming red or yellow, or it remains the same, unaffected. That part, and if one understands that, then bhunjana na lipyate. That is the most important thing. Bhunjana, even while experiencing, it remains unaffected. Now, whatever we experience, we get carried away by that so much. We become that. We get so overwhelmed by whatever we experience, and we feel that we are that experience. Yeah. Okay, but that is not the truth. It is just we are Because of ignorance, we are hypnotizing ourselves. And then we get a kick out of it. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. Oh, you are doing a great thing. No, why you are sad? Oh, my child failed in the exam. But you have never passed, you have never gone to school, and your child failed in the exam. So what is the problem? So we just make like this. We want to. We think that we are doing a great job by being sad. And okay, for maybe 1 day, 2 days, we'll go on telling the same thing repeatedly for so many years. In this way, always we try to draw the sympathy, we try to get attention, everybody's attention,
Yeah.
as if a great thing has happened, which is a natural thing. We make it a unnatural thing, which is unnatural, unexpected, and try to make it a big thing. Okay? And which is really natural. It should not be creating any problem to anybody. It is natural. What is natural? It is creating fear, it is creating anxieties. Nobody wants to accept that at all. But anyhow, it is going to happen. It is going to happen. Nobody can avoid that. But then we get affected. But our different conditions, what we are going through, while going through the situations, we become that situation. If we are going through a very terrible situation, we become terrible. That means situations dictate who we are. At the time, our originality, our true nature is completely lost. I'm not talking of in the sense of Brahman, but as we are not human being anymore at that time. Either we are Sukhi or Dukhi. Who are you? We don't tell I'm a human being. We tell, I'm a sad person. And now it looks like, oh, that is true. It is either people are sad or people are happy. There is no in between position. No, there is. There is. Like now, we are not sad or we are excited now. So the state is there. But we don't remember this one. We always remember this like a pendulum, either right extreme or left extreme. We don't stay in the mean position at all. But it is not that we are never in the mean position. We are never, there is never a state, never a situation where we are remain unaffected. It is there. So many times we have gone through, but we don't pay attention to that. It is very ordinary for us. Very ordinary for us. But if we are sad, we will try to do something where either we will be excited or we will be very much depressed. Then people pay attention. So that's why we try to make ourselves that way. We try to project ourselves that way, so that we will get some attention. And people will pay attention, no doubt. That is, if I tell that, I'm sad and these things are happening and in my life, people pay attention. People give little attention they give. But how many days? At the end, they go, okay, let us not go again what he's going to tell. Same thing that person will repeat. And then we get to see nobody cares for me, we tell. Then again blame the people. First we will want their attention and they will give. And after some day they get tired. Then I will blame them. So now they are caught. If they sympathize, there's a problem. If they don't sympathize, there's a problem too. Because I'm too much obsessed by the situations what I have gone through. Swamiji, you don't know what are the things I have gone through from childhood till now. But you are okay, you are breathing, you are eating food, you are walking, you are going to different places, nothing has stopped. Yeah, nothing has stopped. Like this coronavirus, really it has affected us. We are not breathing now. We are not eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are not talking to our family members. Everything is going on. But outside will make a big thing. No, we are alone at home. And alone at home, what about the if you are single, you can tell at least dog is there. And in the computer, all the time you are sitting and you are discussing. We just make things. If this fact is known, then that person, while going through different kind of experiences, also is never contaminated by those experiences, is never affected by those experiences. And that is the truth. If we are affected, the moment we experience one thing, we cannot experience another thing. Now the next one, where this this experiencer, which is the Vishwa, Tejas and Pragya, where are they? Where from they are created? What is their source? That is given in sloka number 6. And also the objects, the bhujya and bhokta, where from they are created? Prabhava sarvabhavanam satamiti vinischayah sarvam janayati pranaha chetum sun purusha prithak. See, there are different terms are used. We have to have some information with us. Like we tell that from the Maya, the objective world has come. And the Maya is the Upadana Karana that you have studied. In Tattva also have studied, and in Bhagavad Gita also. That the Maya is the Upadana Karana of this universe. Upadana Karana is material cause.
Yeah.
Maya is Trigunatmika. These Trigunas, Sattva, Tamas, and the Sattva and Tamas, they make the gross object, subtle object, and causal object. And these objects they constitute the entire universe. Then the Brahman is the Nimitta Karana. Nimitta Karana or intelligent cause. Okay, both have to be there. Like when the pot maker, last time we discussed that if a pot maker is making a pot, then clay has to be there and a living person has to be there. That means some conscious being and some inner thing. If these two are not there, then no creation can happen. Our body is created from a living mother. In the womb of a living person, it is created. So life is there. And what from we are created, that always stays. This universe is created from the from the combination of inert and sentient. So that inert and sentiency will be present everywhere. Like in our body also, there is something inert, like nail, bone, skin, hair, teeth. These are all inert. And then life is also there. Life is consciousness and the material part. So matter and spirit is the creation. Puja Buddha will tell the unholy marriage of the Prakriti and Purusha has created this entire universe. life and matter. It is a play of life and matter. Okay. But matter cannot create alone. Then what is the other factor needed?
Efficient cause.
Efficient cause. Consciousness is required. Life is required.
Life is required.
Though, like a stone. Stone is, we tell you, the stone is a created thing. But in the stone, there is no life. Life is there. Life is present everywhere. You know how many, now even forget scripture, even in the science we read that every matter has molecules. Molecules are made of atoms. Atoms are made of electrons, neutrons, and protons. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. All these things we read. That means so many activities are going on. We cannot see that one. Thank God, whether somebody has seen or not seen, he has written, so we can understand the scripture better. So consciousness is everywhere. We'll tell that no, if when a person dies, there is no life in that. But we are killing all the goats and pigs and the cows, and it is sold in the store and nicely packaged. And if there is no life, we are eating only dead things. No, then it will not add to life. If life is not there, then there will be no get nutrition and the body will not grow. Life is there in a dead body too. But that life is not expressing. That life is not able to express. Why? Not that body is not there. Body is very much there. But the life is not able to express because it needs the subtle body. If the subtle body is not there, then the manifestation of life is not possible. In an electric bulb, there is a filament and there is electricity. Suppose the filament is broken. Electricity is there, but light will not come. That is not a problem of the electricity. Okay, now electricity is not there because the bulb is not burning. Then put the finger in that broken filament, will get the shock. There is no light. That doesn't mean that there is no electricity. Electricity is very much there. So one has to test it before touching. Okay. So the material world is created from Maya. Material world means the Sthula, Pravivikta, and
Sukshma Sharir.
Not Sukshma Sharir. I'm telling objects.
Objects, okay.
Sthula, I hope you are able to remember why we are discussing this. So the Vishwa enjoys only Sthula.
Yes.
Tejas experiences only Pravivikta, that means subtle.
Subtle.
The Pragya experiences Ananda.
Ananda.
Okay, this is the we have read.
Yes.
Now this Sthula, Pravivikta, and Ananda, they make the entire material world.
Yes.
And that has come from Maya.
Yes.
And when you tell Maya, it is not only Maya, Maya plus consciousness, which is otherwise known as the Abhyakruta Maya. Abhyakruta Atma, not Abhyakruta Maya. Abhyakruta Atma, it is told. So Maya cannot create on its own unless it is blessed by the consciousness, by Brahman. That's why in the BMI chat, first Brahman, then comes the Maya, which is written as V, Vasana. Vasana and Maya both are same. Vasana is at the individual level and Maya is at the total level.
Total level.
Ignorance at the individual level is called Vasana and ignorance at the total level is called Maya.
But Swamiji, ultimately, consciousness alone exists, right? The Maya is just an appearance.
Yes, that part, yes, that part one has to keep it in. Okay.
So there is no two entities.
Yes, there is no two entities. Yes, that is at the end, it will come to that here. Now, what is the word prana here? It is in the sloka that prana stands for the Maya plus Brahman, not only Maya. Maya plus Brahman, which
Plus
is
Brahman.
Abhyakrutatma. Remember this word, Abhyakrutatma. Okay. Then the consciousness, the word used here for consciousness is Purusha.
Purusha.
Okay. So these words, Purusha is consciousness or Brahman, and Maya is termed as here Prana.
Prana.
I will tell, and there is no need of repeating. I will tell. So this Prana and Purusha, like how Purusha and Prakriti word was used in some places, and in some places it will be used as Prakriti and Purusha, then Brahman plus Maya, but all are same, are same thing. But when it comes to creation, only Maya, when it is told that the entire universe has come from Maya, it is not only Maya. Maya plus Brahman. That has to be understood. That is to be understood. Though it is told that it has come from Maya. Then why it is called Maya? Because the consciousness remain as the nimitta karana. Nimitta means just as a docile factor, is not a visible factor, but it gives prominence. They're like electricity. Electricity gives prominence to the filament. Then we can tell that the filament is giving light, but actually filament cannot give light unless it is blessed by electricity. But the electricity is remaining as nimitta, is remaining as invisible. But the the filament becomes visible. In the same way, the Maya is the predominant factor. That is the nature of Brahman. Brahman, what it does, it gives prominence to everything. It is everywhere, it gives prominence. This Jagat, what we are seeing, the prominence of this Jagat is because of Brahman. Okay, if Brahman is not there, then Jagat will be invisible. It will not visible. It will be non-existent. It will not exist. Brahman is sharing his existence to the Jagat. That's why Jagat appears to be existing. So the existence part is from Brahman. That part has to be kept in mind. That's why for a suppose there is some CEO or something, or who are the head of a company, or in a house, how that house will run well if the boss always tells that, I am doing everything, everybody has to listen to me. And oh, you children are so doing so good with God. No, I gave them good education. I put them, I came here to America and spent all the money and that tuition and everything. That's why when he got the Stanford University. Always we try to eulogize regarding ourselves. We try to take the honor, but no, a real CEO is like Hanumanji. Hanumanji did everything. Well, actually, he was doing everything because of Lord Rama. He was very much aware of that fact, that it is because of Lord Rama everything is going on. So when he was doing at the end, he didn't want anybody to tell that Hanumanji, you did so much. When Lord Rama himself, only Lord Rama has never hugged Sitaji. You will never find any picture where Lord Rama has given a hug to Sitaji. but he has hugged Hanumanji. He was so happy. But Hanumanji, when Lord Rama told to Hanumanji, you did such a thing which I could not have done. Then Hanumanji immediately is telling, oh Lord, it is a great sin for me. A great sin for me. For me to hear that word, it is a great sin for me. That means the real doer, they don't want to hear their praise, but they will make sure that everybody is recognized. Everybody gets the prominence. The Lord works that way. We don't see him, but this entire universe is working like it is like a miracle. How everything is happening. Just imagine nuts. There are so many nuts out there. Walnuts, hazelnut, peanut. There are so many nuts are there. See, who is making all these things? Same soil it is coming. Is it that somebody is making all these things and putting in the... We don't see, but surely somebody is making. Somebody is making. When you think anything we'll see there is only miracle. There is not a single thing which is not a miracle. Nobody can understand a single thing in this universe completely. Nobody can understand. So many factors are there involved in that one at the end. How from a peanut tree that is like a living, that dried peanut, it is making a peanut plant, and it is making exactly peanuts like how it was made. It has not changed. So peanut, by mistake it can make some walnut. No. Perfect computerization. Computerization. It is all made in such a way there is no data is lost. Everything, whatever was done, the peanut seed, and when the peanuts are being made, the seeds will have the same taste, same color, same look, same smell. Now from the Maya, the material world is created, and from the consciousness, material world means these three things: Sthula, Pravivikta, and Ananda. But from the Purusha, Vishwa, Tejas, and Prajna are created. But we just read before that everything is created from Prajna. Do you remember that? Esa Sarveswaraha, Esa Sarvajna, Esa Antaryami, Esa Yoni Sarvasya, Esa Yoni. It is the source of everything. Who is the source of everything? The Prajna. Prajna is called a Sarveswara. Prajna is called as Sarvasya Yoni, the Prajna. And that is true. From the ignorance, the entire material world is created. Okay, that in the sloka how it is told, let us see. Prabhava sarva bhavanam satamiti vinischayah sarvam janayati pranaha chetum sun purusa pruthak. Prana stands for Maya, Purusha stands for consciousness. In the second line, Sarvam janayati pranaha. Sarvam means here all the bhojyam. Bhojyam. And how many types of bhojyas are there? Rabiji, how many types of bhojya?
3.
What are they?
Waking, Vaishwanara, Vishwa, and then Tejas and Prajna. I mean, not, yeah.
Gopal Krishnan ji.
I'm sorry, Swamiji. Bhokta is only one.
How many bhujyas are there? Gopal Krishnan ji. How many bhujyas?
Swami again.
How many bhujyas are there and what are they?
Three types of bhujya.
Bhujya, and what are they?
Ananda, the Ras, and the Pravivikta. And what is the name? I forgot the name of the first one.
Sumaji?
Stula,
Stula
Pavivik,
book,
When
Pravivikta
Pravivikta
book and
Ananda.
Ananda book.
Whenever I'm asking somebody, there is a purpose, so please don't tell me. If I'm asking you a name, then you can ask. Okay. So Sumaji, it is. Can you tell again?
Stula
Stula,
book,
sorry.
Pravivikta book and Ananda book. No, they are. These are.
Ananji?
No, it's Stula book, Pravikta book, and Ananda book are the Bhoja. And Bhoktas are the Vishwa, Tejas, and Pragya, right?
Swamiji, can you tell the question again? Sorry.
What are the bhujyas and their name? How many bhujyas are there and what is their name? What are the names? Bhujya and Bhokta we are reading. Here all these three slokas it is went to Bhujya and Bhokta. But now we were stuck. Now we are not able to differentiate between Bhujya and Bhokta. Tell me different things.
There are three bhojas, Swamiji.
Yes, what are they?
Gross, subtle and causal.
In Sanskrit?
Gross is Stula, subtle is Sukshma, and causal is Sushupti, deep sleep, Prajna. Causal is also...
We are mixing of things. Okay, let me tell again. As a Venkatpalli, can you tell what are the bhujyas? How many types
Stula,
of
yeah, three types of bhujya are there. Stula, Pravivikta, and Ananda.
Yes, these are the three types of bhujya.
Bhujya.
Not Sthula Bhuk. Sthula Bhuk, then it is different. Sthula Bhuk means who is experiencing the Sthula is called Sthula Bhuk.
I understand.
No,
Yes.
Sthula Bhuk is not Sthula. Experiencer of Sthula is the Bhokta. Sthula is the Bhujya. Its Bhokta is called the Sthula Bhuk. And who is the Sthula Bhuk? What is the name of the Sthula Bhuk?
Vaishwanar.
Vishwanath, that is good. I hope you understand because you are telling one time correctly and next time, so I don't get whether it is understood or not. Okay, let us ask the second question. What is the second bhujya? Gopal Krishnan.
Pravivikta.
Pravivikta or Sukshma. Pravivikta, that is good. Here Pravivikta word is used. And who is the Bhokta?
Bhokta is Tajasa.
So what Tajasa, can you tell Tajasa in terms of the Pravivikta? How will connect them?
Pravivikta Bhuk.
Yes, good. That means now I have understood. Yes, Pravivikta Bhuk is Tajasa. Yes, the experiencer of Pravivikta is called Tajasa. That is good.
Swamiji, that word, Swamiji, that word is a Pravivikta.
Pravivikta. You can, in the book it is there. We have read, so everywhere we are reading. Pravivikta. Okay. Raviji, who is the
Yeah.
what is the last bhujya?
Ananda.
Ananda. And then who is the Bhokta of Ananda?
Ananda book
Ananda
or,
book, yes. Or
Prajna.
huh?
Prajna.
Pragya, yes. Good. I hope everybody understood now. I feel that, yes, all of you got it. Okay. Now, in this sloka number 6 of the Karika, not Mandukya Upanishad, the Karika is telling where from the bhujas are created and where from the bhuktas are created. Remember, when he is telling bhukta, it is not 3 things, it is only 1. Eka eva tridha smudha. That part he has clarified. So we don't know why he is telling 3 here. The 3 is 1. Then what the Gaudapadji is telling, Prabhava sarva bhavanam satamiti vinishchaya. Prabhava means the origin, or the birth, or the creation of sarva bhavanam, all objects. All objects. Okay. Sumanji, for all objects, what is the word we are using here in this sloka? For all objects.
It's the Maya, which is all objects.
What is the
The
word?
object.
What is the
Sorry.
word you are using? Venuji, can you tell what is the word you are using for all objects here?
Sarva.
No. Venkatji, Venkatpalli.
Prana.
Vaisathyam.
Bhojya. All the objects
Oh.
are bhojya.
Okay. Sorry.
Objects are always experienced. Then in the BMI chat, the OET, they are all objects of experience. Okay. All the objects are bhojya. Bhojya means which is experienced or which is enjoyed. All objects are enjoyed. The objects in the world we enjoy. Enjoy means experience. Like Karela. Let's say mirchi. Mirchi is it is very pungent, but we enjoy. Karela is bitter, but we enjoy. But therefore, they are not here to enjoy us. We are to consume the Karela and mirchi and laddus. These are objects. Bhojya. They are called bhojya. Okay. Prabhava sarva bhavanam. Sarva means all. Bhava means which are existing objects. Bhava means who has got the existence. That means existence, all existence objects. What is the other word for all existent objects, Raviji? Bhojya. Okay? It is bhojya. Can you remember these 2 words, bhojya and bhokta? Bhojya is the all objects that is experienced. And who is the experiencer? The bhokta. Bhokta is the experiencer. It is a conscious entity. Conscious entity is bhokta and inert objects are bhojya. But of course, now what we are doing, we are making the inert objects to enjoy us, experience us. We are giving so much importance to them that now they have become bhokta and we become the bhojya. A living being has become the bhojya, and inert objects we have given a status of bhokta. Our existence becomes nil if the objects are not there. That means the objects are using us. If money is an object, is inert thing, but that is for our use, because we are the bhokta, that is for our use. But now you feel like if money is not there, how can I live? Even my living is not possible if there is no money. Money has nothing to do with life. Money is for an enjoyment, for a survival thing. It is just for money is for transaction purpose and all. Now money has become everything, and my worth is determined as per the money. So this is that means the Bhokta has become the Bhojya and Bhojya has become the Bhokta. The Bhokta has made the Bhojya Bhokta and Bhokta has made himself or herself as the Bhojya. We have made ourselves an object of enjoyment. But actually inert objects are objects for enjoyment. Not we are not an object for enjoyment, anybody's enjoyment, but we have made ourselves like that. Prabhava sarva bhavanam, that means the origin of all objects. Bhava means all existing objects. Satam iti. Binishchaya. It is a well-established, means it is a well-established fact, very clear, no doubt, that the source of all existent objects is satamiti, is from something which is existing. So now we are reading the origin of the source of the Bhojya and Bhokta. But while telling that, he is pointing out a very, very important point, that if we see something, it may be illusory, but it cannot be the very fact that it is existing. Maybe illusory existence, but it is not created from something non-existent, but it is created from something existent. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Things, whatever we are seeing, and the world is illusory, okay? The world we are perceiving, the world is the Bhojya. But this world, which is, we have read again and again, that is illusion, okay? This illusion is the very fact that we are seeing this world, that tells that it has come from, something existence. It has not come from non-existence. Illusion cannot be created from non-existence. Then the rope and snake example, snake is illusion. But that means the snake has come from a real rope, which is existing. So illusion establishes the truth. Truth and illusion, they always go together. Truth has no problem with illusion. Truth is not the antithesis of illusion. Existence is not against illusion. Actually, illusion is possible because of existence. Is it clear, or I'm just telling something? Gopal Krishnan ji?
No.
Huh?
Right, Swamiji.
It is clear, huh? Okay.
Right.
Can
You said the example of snake and rope.
That made it clear.
Right.
And in this example of rope and snake, it is the snake is really illusion. That means it is not there. Illusion means it is not there, but it appears to be there. Really, it is not there. Like now, if somebody stays in the Badri, in the lobby area, you will tell her, Swamiji, you are talking to so many people. So in your room, so many people are there. Actually, nobody is there. But the other person is hearing so many people's voice. We can talk, we can cry, we can laugh, everything is possible. But actually, nobody is here. Nobody is here.
So I mean, so what it means is a non-existing entity cannot be created by existing entity.
No.
It has to be the same, I mean, a different character.
No, no,
Effect cannot have a different character than a,
it is not telling that. It is telling that nothing can be created from non-existence.
okay.
Nothing can be created from non-existence. If something we see, it may be illusory. If you are seeing a ghost, that ghost is not there really, but we are seeing a ghost. The very fact that the ghost is existing for us, that means it must have come from a post. That post which is there. Ghost is not there. That illusory ghost, we cannot tell non-existent ghost. I am seeing it. I cannot tell non-existent. Non-existent, nobody can see. But a ghost I am seeing. Since I am seeing the ghost, I cannot tell that the ghost is not there. For me, it is very much there. But it is coming from a real post. That real post is the mother of the illusory ghost.
So
So it's-
Swamiji,
Huh.
so what you're trying to say is illusion sort of establishes the underlying truth.
Yes, that is the thing. Illusion is not against. The illusion is really proving, is indicating. It is called the Karya Linga. It is called the Karya Linga. Karya, Karya means the effect. Karya is the effect. That means it is this effect of effect is the illusory snake. It is pointing out something. It is linga. It is an indicator of a greater truth.
So the illusion is a mistaken identity of a existing entity.
Yes, yes. So from the illusion, people tell, this world is illusion, but they don't tell that, this illusion is not possible if there is no real thing. That is, we should tell, we should not tell that, this world is illusion, world is illusion. What is illusion? That means my husband is illusion, wife is illusion, children are all illusion. But it's telling something bigger thing. It is telling the truth only prevails.
It's like saying we are seeing the reflection, but the reflection is seen because there is a source behind it.
Yes, there is a real person is there. That's why the reflection, which is illusion, is seen. So now that will be applied to this. When now we are going to study the creation of the Bhojya and Bhokta, that exactly will be pointed out that it has come from a real source. It is not that it is their illusion. Bhokta and Bhojya both are illusion, but is the appearance of a real thing. It is trying to. So to the creation, when we say creation, our attention should go to the creator. Creation, the world, the Lord has spread himself in the form of this creation for us to see him in the creation. It is not to delude us. It is not to delude, but we are deluded. We get so much carried away by the creation and its beauty and its varieties, and we lose the real thing. That story I was telling so many times, I repeated, they will always tell that there was one beautiful lady. She was standing, a newly married lady. She was standing on the terrace of a high-rise building, and one sadhu was walking on the road, and he was just seeing the building, and suddenly his attention went to the lady, and she was so beautiful, and this man is just staring at her. She felt very embarrassed. She texted her husband, and they were staying in the 5th floor, and told, this he has got beard and all, he looks like a sadhu, but he's staring at us. I feel so uncomfortable. Then he came out. He's a young man, and he came out and went to that, and he's standing. He's sadhu. He went and hold the beard and was going to give 1 or 2 dasam. He said, what happened? What happened? You are staring at my wife. What is your wife? This is standing there. So, how much standard wise? I was seeing that because of what this flesh and skin look so beautiful. This flesh is dirty. Skin is dirty. Nobody will tell that skin is so beautiful. That means beauty is not the property of the skin and flesh, or that nail and hair. Beauty is a property of the divine. But when the divine can make it so powerful, so beautiful, that it can make the skin to appear beautiful. That electricity is so powerful, it can make that filament, which has no light at all, to make so brilliant. Okay. Keep that much in mind. We'll read what Bhavan Shankaracharya, how he is giving the meaning of this sloka. We'll see next time, but we'll just see the meaning of this sloka. Prabhava sarva bhavanam satamiti vinischayah sarvam janayati pranaha. That means the prana here is adhyakrutatma, that is Maya plus consciousness. Sarvam janayati. All the bhujyas are created from prana. Prana stands for Maya plus consciousness. Then what about the Brahman? Here called Purusha. Amsun Purusha Prathak. Chetan Sun Purusha Prathak. Chetan Sun means also means life. All the living beings are created, conscious beings are created from Purusha. Conscious beings here, how many conscious beings here we are studying? Rituji, how many conscious beings we are studying here?
There is only one conscious being, the Purusha.
No. Conscious beings. I'm not telling consciousness, conscious beings.
As the experiencer, then the Bhukta.
There are three conscious beings.
Three conscious beings.
Vishwa, Tejas, and Prajna.
Yeah. Swamiji, I had a question actually. If you have time, otherwise next time.
What is that?
It is regarding this, but it's as per the BMI chart, the experiencer is the PFT.
Yes.
And what it is experiencing is the world, the OET, right?
Right.
Yeah.
OET is the Bhujya.
Bhujya. And the Bhukta is the PFT.
Right.
Yes, the three. And then it experiences through the instruments, BMI. Right?
Yes.
So shouldn't the PFT be above it's like Om, Vasanas, then PFT, then BMI, and then OET? Shouldn't it be in that sequence?
No, the PFT is a created thing. It is just like first the light, first the person, then the person is the Om.
Yes.
The mirror is the BMI. And then the reflection is the PFT.
But the PFT is illusory. It is there, but it's just from experiencing. It's from illusory. BMI is illusory, but the PFT, I feel it's the cause of the BMI because there is a perceiving feeler and thinker.
No. Perceiver, feeler, and thinker are created because of identification with the BMI.
So the BMI appears first, then the PFT is created as a experiencer to experience it.
Now, whenever, let's say money, and who is created first, who is created second, is not like that. So the money is there, and if money is not there, I will not tell myself as a rich person or a poor person. First, money has to be there. Then one is identifying with that money. Then one is telling a rich and poor person. So in this way, first the shadow is created, and the person has to be there. Person is here Om, and the mirror is the BMI, the mirrors, and of different mirroring surfaces, and then as a result, the PFT is created. Now, the moment the PFT is created, what is happening? we are identifying with the PFT. Then we tell that I am the PFT. There are two identifications happening. One is identification with the BMI, which is natural identification. It is nobody can avoid. If you are standing in front of mirror, reflection will be created.
Yes.
Then we are illusory identity when I am telling that I am that reflection. But it is not that PFT will come before. Then how it is created? If somebody asks, then it is nobody can answer.
It's because perceiving, feeling, and thinking that's why it's like a doorway. So perceiving, and then we perceive, then the world is there because of the sense organs. Because there is that act that
It is not that. It is not who is. It is simultaneously happening.
simultaneously the world is created. But we see, hence there is something to see, right? The sense organs are prior. Seeing is happening before.
Yeah. But
Hearing
how
is
it
happening.
But how it is created, the PFT is created, it is created after the,
BMI.
yeah.
So
Otherwise, where there's no question of PFT. If the BMI is not there,
Yeah.
PFT is not there. That's all. If money is not there, a moneyed person is not there. The moneyed person, I'm not telling the person, the moneyed person is created after the money. Person was there before the money. Yes, that is true. That OMU is there before the BMI.
Okay.
Hmm?
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, Hari Om.
Right.
So we'll see the Bhavan's commentary on this sloka next time. Oh, Purnamada, Purnamidam, Purnat, Purnamudachyate, Purnasya, Purnamadaya, Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.